Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. They continually rule very well. And Shalom to the whole elect that is also continually plowing, doing his work in all faith, truth, sincerity, and giving all diligence. Now, the topic of this video, man, is going to be centered around Hurricane Maria, in which Spirit jumped on me to do this video because that word or that name, Maria, actually that's the Spanish word for Mary. All right, and it's ironic that the island of Puerto Rico, which the Puerto Ricans, their true nationality, according to the Bible, is Ephraim. All right, and like I said, man, it's ironic that those Ephraimites, so-called Puerto Ricans, which the tribe of Ephraim is a part of the nation of Israel. So-called Puerto Ricans are facing judgment from the Lord, and which is by way of tempest. In which the tempest, if you go into the word tempest, it means hurricanes, storms. All right. Now, with this one is called Maria, which, like I said before, Maria is the Spanish word or the Spanish name for Mary. All right, because these so-called, and not only the so-called Puerto Ricans, but the rest of the Latino tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh, who are Simeon, Issachar. Those tribes, they call themselves reverencing, Mary. They say they want to give respect and honor to Mary, but the thing is that they're worshiping Mary, and if you come at them against that, they'd be like, oh, we don't worship Mary. We just we honor her because she gave birth to the Lord. Well, the thing is that it's the same thing, man. You worship Mary and you put her up as a deity, man. Really, you're worshiping the Queen of Heaven if you really break it all down. All right. And they go into the thing about the woman that has the 12 stars. They say that's Mary, man. I'm telling you, man, that's why the Lord, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His Son's name Yahushai, that's why He's bringing judgment to you Latino tribes, man. All right, you so-called Latinos, because you're heavy into that Queen of Heaven worship. All right, which is all in the Catholic churches that you see today. All right, you got all idols, all up in the those Catholic churches. All right, idols of gold and silver. And the Lord spoke about that, man. It said in the scripture where it says Ephraim is joined unto idols, and leave him alone. All right. So Ephraim, which is a representation of the northern kingdom, which of Israel, because remember the nation of Israel was split into two kingdoms after the time of Solomon. All right, you had the northern kingdom, which consisted of the so-called Latino tribes and the so-called Native American Indian tribes, right, which are Gad and Reuben. And then you had the southern tribe, which consisted of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right. So when it speaks about Ephraim is joined unto idols, that's talking about the whole northern kingdom, man. All right, you're joined unto idols. All right, you still worship the Queen of Heaven, which you claim that you reverence Mary or whatever. That's man. It's crazy, man. That's why the Lord is sending that judgment on you. All right. And after this, man, I already know that you Latino tribe, y'all not gonna repent for what y'all did. All right, because y'all gonna sit there and you're gonna ask help from Mary. All right. You're gonna pray to Mary, ask to help you, to help you through the storm of Hurricane Maria. All right. So like I said before, man, look, the judgment is beginning at the house of Israel. All right, because Jake is getting messed up through these hurricanes and these, especially the earthquake that happened in Mexico. All right, So our people are facing a heavy judgment from the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. Now to get this first precept, this is Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 15. It says, "And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry, nor prayer for them, neither make intercession for me, for I will not hear thee." All right. So there it is, man. It said the Lord, hey, don't lift up a cry for these people. Don't pray for them. You know, because that's the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Even to this day, man, don't pray for these so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who have the 2/3 number, which the Lord has split the nation of Israel in parts, being the 2/3 and the 1/3. All right, the 1/3 is reserved for salvation, and 2/3 are reserved for destruction. You can look at that in Zechariah chapter 9, not chapter 9, Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. All right, verse 17 says, "Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah, in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knit their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger." And see, that's another thing too, man. Whenever these certain holidays come up, because I've actually witnessed this. You know, they make altars to Mary. You know, they got pictures of Mary. I know I mentioned this a few times about how I knew this one family, right? Now I actually seen what they did, and what they did was they had 3 pictures of Mary, man. 3 pictures. They had the largest one sitting in the back, and then they had another size one that was smaller than that one that was sitting in front of that picture. And then they had another picture of Mary, which was the smallest one, and they had it sitting in front of that one. So they had 3 pictures sitting up at the same time, man. They put flowers and make ornaments and stuff like that. They put it around the picture. They light candles and stuff. Man, it's serious, man. This thing, man, is what the thing that they do is completely crazy, man. All right, you had to actually witness it to believe. And I know the brothers that are in Great Millstone that actually that came out of that, you know, they know what I'm talking about. All right, and then you have the Day of the Dead, in which they make offerings, they make candies and food and stuff, and for their families that died. All right, and like I said, man, the transgressions of Ephraim, which once again, that's going into all you northern tribes. All right, look, man, the transgressions of you northern tribes, man, that's why the Lord has a heavy judgment waiting on you. All right, and this is only a taste of what's coming, man. All right, and like the scriptures say right here, man, you make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, in which that's talking about you, or should I say, the northern tribes is worshiping, Mary. All right, they set it up as a deity, in which really that whole thing goes back to worshiping Semiramis. All right, if you really break it all down, this all goes back to Semiramis, man, the Queen of Heaven. All right, that's where you get the Trinity from. You had Nimrod, then you have Tammuz, and then you have Semiramis. All right, and it goes and Lord willing, I'll make a separate video, going into all that, because it's a lot of info concerning that doctrine in the Catholic Church, which really started off with Constantine. All right, and the different councils that they had, like the Council of Nicaea, and I believe the Council of Trent, where they made Sunday the official day of worship, which that goes back to the worship of the sun. All right, but going on from there, I'm gonna get I think it's Ezekiel chapter 8. Let's see. Bear with me for 1 second. Slakia. verses. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter. Chapter 17, I believe. If I'm mistaken. No. Let's do a word search. I know it's in there, but I'm probably looking over it. Okay, here it is. That's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verse 14. Actually, let me start at verse 13. It says, he saith also unto me, wait a second. Alright, it's like it. It says, he said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt gather abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which is the house of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. All right. Now, there's an event that I remember seeing. Right. You had this big, huge image statue of Mary, who was depicted of holding the child, was the Lord. Right. You had this big image that's coming out of the Catholic Church, should I say, because it did come out of the Catholic Church. You had people that were actually holding the thing up from the bottom, right? And they were trying to get it through the door. And once they got it through the door, man, people started weeping and crying, and stuff like that, boo-hooing. They're crying to their image, man. And that was, and just seeing that, man, it vexed my spirit, man. It just sent me over the top when I saw that, man. All right. And they were carrying it through the streets, and I don't remember exactly where they were taking it, but they were taking it through the streets. People were reverencing it, bowing down to it. But this is the thing that we see, man, and this is exactly what Ezekiel was seeing, man, because when Ezekiel was receiving these visions from the Lord, he actually saw this, man. He actually saw people bowing down to this image, making offerings and things of that nature to the image of the Queen of Heaven and Tammuz, which, like I said before, that's what the whole thing goes back to. All right. The worship of the virgin birth. So, like I said before at the beginning of the video, man, that's why the Lord is sending that Hurricane Maria, which once again is Mary. If you're saying in the Spanish word for Mary is Maria. That's why the Lord's sending that hurricane over there, man, because he's letting you Ephraimites know, and it stems down to the rest of the northern tribes. He's letting you know that what you're doing is 100% wicked, man. And he's about to do more to you than just a hurricane. All right, it's way worse than that. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it off. Like once again, man, it's ironic that they call it Hurricane Maria, man. That's to let you know that the Lord is not playing with you, Jake. He's not playing with you, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. This is a time of judgment. All right. So get your mind right, whoever's of the hopeful elect. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Lord willing, you all can edify with this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, that it continually rule very well. Still doing his work headstrong for 20, 30 years, man. 30 years plus, still ongoing. All right. And peace and safety to the hopeful elect that is also conducting this ministry directly and correctly in all faith, true sincerity. And with that, I'll say shalom.